Hey, this is Notser, and we're taking a look at the public test server. We've got the Kitakaze and the Hirogumu to tease. I cannot play it. I cannot even suggest how it might play. um, yeah, that's the way it works. So yeah, there's also something else on the screen, Arsenal. This is the coal and steel, and we'll check that out in a bit. But let's just discuss the Kitakaze. So the Kitakaze is the tier 9 of the Akizuki. Akizuki gunboat destroyer for the Japanese alternative branch. And she's fantastic. Everyone loves her. The only issue with the Akizuki is that she requires a skilled commander because her gun caliber is incredibly tiny. It is 100 millimeters, and the Kitakaze is going to continue that trend. So this is the base stats for the Kitakaze. No modules equipped. It's all pretty much... We'll just assume that we've got the upgraded hull and the upgraded gun range because those are, pretty much standard. You'll notice that there are 3 potential torpedo systems that you can equip, and you've basically got the stock torpedo systems that have 10 kilometers, 67 knots. A upgrade is a straight upgrade, the 12 kilometer, 67 knot lower cooldown that we're all familiar with from the tier 9, the tier 10 Japanese destroyers, and then the Zao will get the tier 10, the 12 kilometer, which will be great. Or you can choose the 8 kilometer F3 torpedoes, which are pretty insane, pretty dangerous. Shimakaze doesn't have a lot of success with them. I don't know that the Kitakaze would too, but it's nice that you have the option to decide how you want to play her. This is the premium camouflage available to her, and honestly, it looks pretty cool. I'm reminded of, what was that tier 2? There was a tier 2 or a tier 3 Japanese cruiser, and it sort of had this turtle-esque paint job. I really like it. It's really smooth. It is a tier 9 though, so you're not going to get as much as the tier 10 premium. So 7.3 is the base concealment. Well, let's drop this even more. 7.6 kilometer is the base detectability at sea. And then if we equip everything, and I'm going to assign my Akizuki commander to it, which is, fine. Assign my Akizuki commander, and we put on our concealment module, we're going to get our concealment down to 5.9. So at tier 9, very competitive. Not quite as concealed as the tier 9 in the main line for the Japanese, but very respectable concealment. And the gun systems are 4x2, same as the Akizuki. The only difference is, I believe, rate of fire. So this is 3 seconds. Akizuki is 3 seconds. Okay, so there's not a huge difference in the amount of guns. In fact, none. But you will benefit from that extra tier 9, tier 10 slot. So it's basically the same ship, more options at tier 9 versus tier 8 in torpedo systems, and also in modules that can be equipped. There's nothing baked into the ship in its power. Since it's the Akizuki, you're probably going to go rate of fire. Rate of fire is going to drop the turn. It's fine. No big deal. It is a gunboat. It focuses on that. And yeah, pretty much everything else you could equip and you could benefit from. As far as the consumable loadout that they're showing off, it's what you see. That's what you're going to get. There's no options here. You have to have damage control, smoke, speed boost, and torpedo reload booster. Still no defensive fire. I kind of would have hoped they would have released this line along with updating the Akizuki so they could equip defensive fire. We'll see. There's still time, of course. But that's what we're looking at right now. This is probably the build I would use. I would probably use 12 kilometer. I'd probably use rate of fire and probably the standard skills that you would expect. There's only a 5-second reload on the torpedo tube, so it's not awkward whenever you're using torpedo reload booster. And it has the one launcher that you would expect, like the Akizuki. 1.5 launcher, 1.5 torpedo launcher. So let's check out the tier 10. Hirogumu. Once again, we have the option between the 12 kilometer and the 8 kilometer, which is fine. You drop that other one, but that other one was honestly pretty crappy. You would eventually want to get the Type 93 Mod 3. Once again, Same consumables available to the player. You cannot choose. You're stuck with these until further notice, right? Maybe they'll change it. As far as upgrades are concerned, its base concealment is slightly worse at 7.9. So I think it's going to be like 6.0 or 6.1. We'll check that out in a sec. But this one has a 5x2 setup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This number, what is it, number 3? This number 3 turret is going to be awkward. I believe it'll rotate opposite of number 4 and number 5. It's somewhat like a Japanese cruiser in that regard, and it still only has the 1.5 torpedo launcher. But clearly the torpedo reload boost is really nice for that. Now I'm going to bring over the Akizuki Commander, and I just want to see how well. And again, all of these ships will basically have mandatory inertia fuse high explosive requirement because of the small gun caliber, not large, small gun caliber. Same rate of fire, base, but you get 2 extra guns, which is nice. So we're going to get our concealment down just to confirm. 6.4. And then I'm going to put the premium camouflage on, which honestly looks pretty cool. It's black and white. Sort of has... I'm reminded of like a white tiger. So I kind of like that. Kind of like that feel. 6.2 is the maximum concealment available to the player. So that is honestly interesting that it drops so much compared to the Kitakaze. That's 300 meters. But you're getting probably the most guns on any DD platform. You will have huge potential alpha strike if you can land all your shells on the target, if you have inertia fuse high explosive, which you most certainly will whenever this comes out. Rate of fire of the guns. You could also go some sort of long-range gunnery. That might be interesting as well. Let's see how long the guns can reach out. If we do this and we combine it with... here, I'm going to bring in another commander. I assume some of you have an idea of what I'm suggesting, but let's just see if we can make it like a ridiculous only gunboat platform. Yeah, let's go basic, advanced. Let's go inertia fuse. That feels pretty outstandingly interesting. Our range is 17.5 kilometers. Holy crap. 17.5. That's pretty awesome. I really wish I could test this out. But so for anyone who's confused, a lot of the time a gunboat, they refuse to give you a range module. And the ones that they give range module to, they basically don't have the gun velocity to engage the target. But clearly this does. 1,000 meters per second is very usable. And I would be... Oh yeah, I have to check. Gosh, this is on the public test server, so I can't just go over to my ship. But if we go look at the Americans, one of the weaknesses of the American is that... I can't even confirm, but the gun velocity is, yeah, really bad. Germans were the one. The Z-52 could do a full range gun build. 830 meters per second. So yeah, I kind of feel like the Japanese can straddle that line where the guns are actually usable at like an insane range. Maybe that's a mistake. Obviously it's not a mistake they put in the game, but gosh, that gun velocity feels incredible. Yeah, it's higher than the Soviets. I'm very curious to see if this sticks. Oh my god, 1,000 meters per second. I really want to play this so much, Wargaming. Let me have it. Let me see. This would be so annoying. At this kind of range, being able to hit targets. Oh god. Yeah, we gotta test it. We can't do it though. I can't play it. I'm sorry. So since we can't play it, we can only dream of the possibilities. I will be testing this build as soon as I can share footage. But let's go into the arsenal real quick. So the arsenal is going to be where you spend your coal and steel. Coal and steel are generated from playing and competing in, ranked play, clan warfare, anything and everything like that. So right now they have basically tier 10 ships that you can buy with coal and steel. I believe this is temporary. I can't imagine that they're going to offer you the ability to buy it with this resource, and I don't know why you would buy it with this resource. But the presentation seems reasonable. Upgrades, we've got the surveillance radar modification. Okay, so they're offering a way of buying the super container modules, and that sounds great. I don't know how easy it will be to get the coal required for this, but this is definitely a step in the right direction, Wargaming. We got signal flags. You can pretty much buy every signal flag other than, I believe, the high economy reward ones are not available. But these are basically like fire, faster speed on your ship, double strike, Confederate, all those rewards, the extra XP, the simple one, and all that stuff. Camouflage. A lot of the camouflage that doesn't really see a lot of play, it's either a yellow school bus, ridiculous stuff, but that's kind of cool. And then finally, containers. These containers are related to previous campaigns that have run. It would be awesome if they just continue this and allow you to always buy containers, no matter what campaign we might be on. In 3 months, they introduce the US containers to this as well. That's great. That's way better than something like Hearthstone, which is similar. You buy card packs, and they rotate every, I think, 3 or 4 months to a new card pack. And usually the old card packs are, for a long time, they were just retired. You could never actually get those cards, but I think now you can. So if Wargaming were to introduce it right off the bat, offer these up, I think that would be great. Honestly, Wargaming, I would consider offering maybe the space ones as well. Anything and everything that's unique. It's up to you, though, clearly. And just obviously price it appropriately. And then for coupons, we've got, just upgrades for anything. Okay, interesting. But the arsenal, really interesting. I like this sort of thing. Every action you take in the game generates revenue that you can then invest in the game. And I think that's great. Good job, Wargaming. Don't know if Arsenal should go there or it should be a dedicated tab. Honestly, I think it kind of should be a dedicated tab. And I think the resource should be displayed up here for everyone to see without having to do another click into an arsenal. Like, it's kind of awkward for me to have to go in just to confirm how much I have. I should be able to confirm what I have and then decide I want to go in and spend something. But other than that, I think the UI for the arsenal looks great. Just try and bring some of the important information for the player to always see. I hope this was interesting for you to check out. I'm sorry I can't show the game of this. I totally want to try this out. I am so intrigued by this high gun velocity long range. I want to see what it does. Let me know what you think. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.